games. New Mexico State coming off a loss on the road last week at Texas A&M. 2-8 and 1-5 in conference play as Montano sends this one away. Kickoff taking up the middle, flag is out. Runner taken down at the 30-yard line. Kellen Stewart on the return for Middle Tennessee.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 17. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And if you coach Mason, that is not how you want to begin this game. You talk about it all week long, how you have to limit the penalties, and then on the opening kickoff, a penalty on your kick return team to push your offense further back in their own territory. It's not the way that you want to start if you're the Blue Raiders.
No, especially after being penalized 10 times for 94 yards 2 weeks ago against Liberty. Middle Tennessee 9th in 10-team Conference USA in terms of yards per game being taken away by the Yellow Hanky. But either way, Middle Tennessee will start on their own 15-yard line. Nick Vadiato, the redshirt junior from Plantation, Florida, making his 23rd straight start under center for Middle Tennessee. Going under center on 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, pickup of about 5. And that's Terry Wilkins getting the first handoff for Middle Tennessee.
And Coach Mason talked about that the priority for his offense in this game is to be able to run the ball. He knows that his offense can throw the ball, but the more effective you are in the running game, it will open up the play-action pass for Nick Vadiato and this offense.
Middle Tennessee's offense averaging just 17 points per contest. That is 9th in Conference USA. Vadiato going empty set here on 2nd and 5. Looking to that far sideline. Has a receiver. Won't go down on the first contact. And that's Cam Lacey, the redshirt freshman. And it's 3rd down and short.
And it's a little surprising right there on 2nd down when you just ran for 5 yards on 1st down. Why not try to go ahead and get the other 5 or get a closer 3rd down? But now you still have a kind of longer 3rd down right here because you didn't have a successful play on that one.
Cale Middlebrook checked in the backfield alongside Terry Wilkins. Is now a little confusion with the receivers and Vadiato. Wilkins in motion. 3rd down, 3. Vadiato looks one way, goes the other, checks down to Middlebrook out in the backfield. He has the first down, and Middle will move the chains.
And that was a great job right there by Coach Reeder. A little misdirection, having the flow of the offense go towards the right, but getting Middlebrook out to the flats on the left side of the offense and able to come out successful on that 3rd down conversion right there.
So now 1st down and 10 for Middle at the 29-yard line after the first down. Middlebrook in the backfield. Read play, too high. Willis had it knocked away, and it's picked off. Going the other way, Dylan Early, pick 6.
Dylan Early coming up with the big play early in the 1st quarter in this game. Pick 6, taking it to the crib, getting to Mexico State the early lead in this 1st quarter. What a play right there by Mr. Early.
And disaster early for Middle Tennessee on the opening drive, as Abraham Montano out to add on the extra point after the pick 6. And he puts it through. So the Aggies on the interception by Dylan Early after a high quick throw to Holden Willis. Win a ride. Dylan Early taking it the other way for a 30-yard interception for a touchdown. And just like that, the Aggies strike first.
They strike first, and we talked about it in the opening that their past 2 games, they forced 2 interceptions by the opposing quarterback. And now here you are, first possession of the game, you get an interception, but this time you take it to the crib. So when you talk about turnovers come in bunches for defenses, being a former defensive back, the more often you are going in each game and you're getting turnover to turnover, you go into the next game confident like, hey, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And that's what you're starting to see out of this New Mexico State defense led by DC Joe Morris, who has an FCS national title under his belt. So he knows how to call defenses, and you see that right there.
3rd straight ball game with an interception for the Aggies. That is their 5th in the last 3rd game. They've had 4, 2 apiece in the last 2. As Montano with a line drive, wobbling kick out of bounds, and that'll give Middle Tennessee good field position.
And you know, I think about Mike Tyson, not from the fight last week.
That wasn't a fight.
Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the
Don't get me started, but go ahead. Sorry.
First down.
So we talk about Mike Tyson. One of his famous quotes, everybody has a plan until you get hit in the mouth.
That's right.
And you practice for 4 to 5 days, go cover a week of preparation, and then you come out with a pick 6. Now we have to see what team will show up. How will the Blue Raiders and Coach Mason and his team show up after throwing an early pick 6?
Vadiato under center again to start this drive. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to be Jaden Cradle. Pick up a couple on the first carry for Middle Tennessee's leading rusher this year, 408 yards on the ground. And when we talked to Coach Mason earlier this week, he said, we've got to find a way to run the ball. It's been the bugaboo all season long. He said, we're going to run the ball 25 to at least 35 times a game.
Correct, and that's the mindset. That's why I was a little confused on the first drive. You have a first down run for 5 yards, and then you don't run the ball again on the drive.
Vadiato on the rollout, looking back across the middle, has his receiver Hayes Sutton, who is dropped at the 50. The transfer from Duke in his first season as a Blue Raider. Been seeing some more action the last few weeks, and this secondary hit.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
It's a big one for DeMarcus Crosby, as Hayes Sutton will get checked out by the athletic training crew for Middle Tennessee. So we will step aside with 11:53 to go here in the first. Aggies on top. Hayes Sutton, the Middle Tennessee receiver, getting checked out on the Middle Tennessee sideline after the pickup of 13. Middle Tennessee has first down on the Aggies' 49-yard line. 8th interception thrown this season by Nick Vadiato after the pick 6 by Dylan Early on the opening drive. Vadiato play action, stepping up, gonna tuck it, and he's gonna fall forward after a pickup of about 5 and dropped it at the 44-yard line. Nick Vadiato can move around quite a bit, but Jeremy, we're seeing him stay in the pocket a little bit more this season.
Yeah, I think just his natural progression as a player coming into his 3rd season, but also going to the Manning camp over the summer. Coach Mason talked about it, how he had came back, developed, more confident, sitting in the pocket, and you also got to credit Coach Reeder, the OC, just doing an amazing job with him.
Handoff up the middle, upended at the 40, just shy of the first down is Jaden Cradle. So 3rd down and 1 coming up for Middle Tennessee. And as we said before the break, Coach Mason telling us today that running the football is going to be key. They haven't been able to do it all season. They are one of the worst teams at running the football this year, averaging just 77 yards per contest as a team. That is last in Conference USA and 132nd in FBS. The only teams that rush for fewer yards are Colorado and Kent State. 3rd down and a short 2. Vadiato on the roll, looking down for Omari Kelly, who's just checked in for the first time, but a flag is down. So we will check the laundry. The Aggies pointing the other way against Middle. As Omari Kelly stopping to have some words with DeMarcus Crosby.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 42, 15-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
That is the tight end, Evan Potiker.
And those are the penalties that has destroyed MTSU's drives throughout the whole season. You get a face mask on an offensive player, and you know, as an offensive lineman, your hands might get high, but you more so see that on the defensive side. Then you have a big gain right there to get a first down, and now you're behind the sticks. 3rd and long.
So 15-yard penalty makes it 3rd and 17. Middle moves back to their own 44. Cradle in the backfield with Vadiato, who steps up to throw. Checks down, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Malaxi Tiase, the true freshman from Mesa, Arizona, getting his big paws up and knocking it down.
And that's a great job by New Mexico State defense right there. When you get the Blue Raiders behind the sticks, they're predictable, right? They're going to throw the ball, so what you do is just drop 7, rush 4, and then you come up big. And for the defensive lineman that can't get home, when you can't get to the quarterback, you get your hands up right there. Get a pass deflection. That was a great job by New Mexico State.
Grant Chadwick out to punt. Fielded at the 10-yard line. Jordan Smith going to take it upfield. Excuse me, that's TJ Pride. And he's going to pick up about 15 yards. And that's where New Mexico State's offense will take the field for the first time today. With 9:47 to go in the first. Aggies lead by 7 on the road. The Aggies offense led by running back Seth McGowan, starting his career at Oklahoma. And now the lead back for the Aggies, 711 yards for the junior from Mesquite, Texas, leading the way for a pretty impressive ground game for New Mexico State, Jeremy.
Yeah, McGowan, man, when you look at him, he looks like a true SEC running back. And when you look at the transfer portal, that's what you're starting to see. You're starting to see 4- and 5-star players go to mid-majors for various reasons on why they might be transferring. And he has paid dividends for New Mexico State this year.
Handoff to McGowan up the middle. He's going to pick up at least 5 to out the 30-yard line. Aggies averaging 18.5 points per contest. That is 8th in Conference USA, 123rd in the country. Had just 3 points last week against Texas A&M. That is the fewest since week 3 against Fresno State. To throw is Awad. And to the outside, Seth McGowan, the running back out of the backfield, picks up the first down.
And you look at McGowan's versatility. He was lined up out wide like a receiver, caught the ball with his hands, and that's really an extended run in this offense. I look at these two teams. You look at New Mexico State, their jab is the pass. Their haymaker is the run. MTSU's offense, their jab is the run, and their haymaker is the pass, but you can get to your run easier if you're New Mexico State than you can if you're the Blue Raiders.
This is a boxing broadcast today.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Awad on the keeper will pick up about another 5 yards as Parker Awad making his 5th start this season. And it has been a rotating cast of characters under center this season for the Aggies. 3 different starting quarterbacks between Santino Marucci, who we will also see today, and Brandon Nunez, who kind of is their Taysom Hill, comes in on run situations, goal line, short yardage situations, but he's also started games as well. And of course, Deuce Hogan got some action earlier this season as well before suffering a collarbone injury, as that second down run is going nowhere for McGowan. Good stop up front by middle.
And that's what you want to see if you're Coach Mason in your defense. You want to see game tackling. He talked about how do you stop an athlete? You take away their legs. So he wants his defenders to hit a little lower and to wrap up and turn as they're making tackles, and they did that on that play.
Awad to throw on 3rd down, far sideline, has a receiver. And that's TJ Pride, the true freshman. Leads the team in catches with 25, second in receptions. Not bad for a true freshman.
Not bad for a true freshman, and it's hard to see that, right? In today's game where you're getting players, older players from different schools through transfer portal, and so it's great to hear that word true freshman, which meant a lot years ago.
We talk about the rotating cast of characters under center, but TJ Pride, the unanimous decision as the favorite target, as Awad nowhere to go and brought down in the backfield.
And that's what you call staying home as a defensive end. Staying home right there. Not going for the fake, knowing that he has his priority on that play was the QB, and he had a great tackle for loss right there.
Brandon Buckner, the redshirt junior, leading sack getter for this Middle Tennessee defense with the tackle for loss, and now it's 2nd down and 13. Aggies going to hand it off. McGowan, right side, gets spun around, still going, and he's close to a 1st down at the 37-yard line.
And you can just see the explosiveness right there in McGowan. He goes from 0 to 100 so fast, and he's tough to bring down right there, breaking multiple tackles, and almost got out of that shoelace tackle and took it to the crib.
And now it's a 3rd and very short after a pickup of about 11.5. You see there, Middle Tennessee's defense not great at stopping the run. In fact, they are last in Conference USA, over 200 yards per game given up on the ground. Handoff on 3rd and short goes to Mike Washington, and he will dive forward for a 1st down.
And Coach Mason talked about it, that as a defense, you want to put New Mexico State behind the sticks, and so far they have not done that. They're allowing New Mexico State to have 3rd and shorts, easy, manageable 3rd down conversions that they can pick up on the ground. You want to put them in 3rd and 7 where you know, okay, they have to throw the ball.
So now Awad in the shotgun will hand off up the middle, and Washington went down before he was made contact with and falls forward, but I'm not sure he picked up anything. So this is an impressive 1-2 punch for the Aggies with Seth McGowan and Mike Washington. In fact, Washington is just 39 yards short of giving New Mexico State their first 600-yard running back duo since 2003. So they rely on those two guys very, very heavily in this offense. High snap, McGowan up the middle. Excuse me, Washington again up the middle. Picks up about 3 on the carry.
And this is where you want to be if you're Coach Stewart, the DC for the Blue Raiders. You have them in a long 3rd down. You know 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to pass the ball, and that is not their strong point in their offense. So very good on 1st and 2nd down. You got them in this 3rd down right here. Now you want to just get off the field if you're the Blue Raiders.
Middle Tennessee, the worst 3rd down defense in Conference USA, giving up 1st downs on 48% of 3rd downs. They've got a 3rd and 8 to get a stop here in their own territory. Awad to throw, has a clean pocket, going to the far sideline, has a wide open receiver. And it's TJ Pride again, the freshman.
And you see New Mexico State, when they do have to throw, they're not calling challenging routes or challenging throws, easy out routes they have converted on and picked up 1st downs with, just like on that last play.
1st down handoff, not a lot of room for Washington. Spins out a 1 tackle and just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Officials timeout. Helmet off on the defense.
Anthony Bynum lost a lid, so he will check out of the ball game for a play.
And I think if you're Coach Stewart, the DC for the Blue Raiders, you might want to have to call a certain defense that's going to force New Mexico State to have to push the ball down the field, which is a less successful throw than quick out routes.
And Awad nowhere to go on the draw play. Drop by Aiden Butts. And Xavier Williams coming up from that safety spot to make the tackle. Middle Tennessee's leading tackler this season.
And that was a great job by Xavier Williams, blitzing under control. That's one thing as a defensive back. When you blitz, you have to blitz under control. He was under control. He was able to diagnose the play and find out who had the ball and come up big for the Blue Raiders right there.
14th play of the drive. Aggies 3 for 3 on 3rd down here early. Here comes the blitz. Awad stepping up, sidearm fire, incomplete. And that'll bring up a kicking situation for the Aggies.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, what Coach Stewart had to do. Hey, you can't give up the easy hitches or the easy out routes. You have to make Brandon Nunez prove that he can throw down the field. And on that play, he was not successful. Great stop by the Blue Raiders.
Now it's Abraham Montano, one of the best kickers in college football this year, with a 41-yard attempt, and he knocks through his 9th 40-yard plus field goal
Timeout
on the season, and now the Aggies have a 2-score lead here on the road. So New Mexico State Aggies looking for their first road win this season, and actually looking for their first road win since November 18th of 2023, when they went into Auburn, Alabama, and knocked off the Auburn Tigers. And looking to get a win here today against Middle Tennessee, looking for their second straight win against Middle Tennessee. This is the 6th meeting all-time between these two teams. New Mexico State leads the all-time series 3-2. First meeting back in 2001, back when both teams were a member of the Sun Belt, as that ball will roll into the end zone, and a very, very dangerous play by Kellen Stewart. But Middle Tennessee will take over on their own 25-yard line. And Jeremy, Middle Tennessee not in the position they want to be in, down 10-0 here in the first quarter at home.
You don't want to fall behind by 2 scores, because now you start to become predictable a little bit. You still can try to run the ball, but your strength is throwing the ball, so you're going to try to make sure, hey, you get some points on the board. But when you become predictable as an offense, now the defense knows, hey, we can just protect against the pass, and it makes it more difficult to move the ball.
First down run, Middlebrook picks up a couple. And when we talked to Derek Mason earlier this week, he said, boys, this is a burn the boat kind of game. He said, if we're unleashing this offense, I told those guys, go out there, we need 35 points this game.
You need 35 points because you want New Mexico State to have to lean on their pass, which is not their strong point as an offense. So you're working as an offense. You're trying to, one, be successful in your own right. But you know, if you put up points, it's going to put the opposing offense at a disadvantage, because New Mexico State just wants to run the ball primarily.
Pick up a 4 for Middlebrook on first down. Vadiato throwing second down, far side. And that's Evan Potiker with his 5th catch this season.
And you see right here, New Mexico State running a lot of zone in this 4-2-5 defense, because all eyes are on Nick Vadiato. That's why as soon as someone catches the ball, you have 2 to 3 defenders charging at the receiver who's caught the ball, because they're just dropping back in zone, making sure that they don't give up big plays, because they know that, hey, the Blue Raiders want to hurt us in the pass game.
Middle Tennessee 37% on third down this season. Vadiato throwing on 3rd and 2 over the middle, has Holden Willis, and he will be roped down at the 45. So a big pickup for Middle Tennessee of about 10 on 3rd down.
And that's a great pickup right there. Big play. Holden Willis coming up big for the Blue Raiders, being able to pick up that first down. And you see right now the Blue Raiders have to settle for the hitches, have to settle for the shorter routes, because New Mexico State is dropping deep. They do not want to give up a throw over the top.
Willis having another nice year after leading Middle Tennessee in receptions a season ago. Vadiato throwing on first down, and Willis dropped it, but a late flag coming in from that Middle Tennessee sideline.
And that's something you rarely see out of Holden Willis.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee's 2nd leading receiver this year, both in catches and yards, behind Omari Kelly. And both of those guys have missed a game apiece in the last couple of ball games. So Vadiato has been having to find new receivers in the last couple of weeks. And he's been doing a nice job of mixing it up a little bit with Hayes Sutton, Miles Butler. Saw Evan Potiker.
An eligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 73 and number 74. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So that's Marcus Miller and Ethan Ellis. I'm not sure I've ever seen 2 offensive linemen being called for ineligible receivers downfield, but that's kind of been the way it's gone this season for Middle Tennessee in terms of penalties.
And that just makes me believe that the offensive lineman thought it was a screen, because that was a 3-step quick out route. So there's not a lot of time for you to get down the field unless you thought it was going to be a jailbreak screen.
So third penalty against Middle. Handoff right side. Middlebrook pushing the pile and a big run for Jaquale Middlebrook.
Big run right there by Middlebrook. Been able to show some vision and the quickness right there. And that's what you want, and that's what you need if you're the Blue Raiders. Big gains in the running game to be able to open up that play-action pass.
So that'll do it for the first frame here in Murfreesboro, and it has been all Aggies early thanks to the pick 6 from Dylan Early and the field goal. And looking for their first road win. Vadiato, play action, has time, floats one over the middle, has a wide open receiver in the zone. It's Javante Sherman with his first catch this afternoon.
And you see how the success in the run game sets up the play action pass. They just had a big run for a first down by Middlebrook. They come out of the first quarter, play action pass, huge game by the Blue Raiders.
Javante Sherman, season high, 37 yards on 4 catches a couple of weeks ago against the Liberty Flames as Middle goes offset. And it's Middlebrook on the first down run after the pickup of 18 to close out the first quarter. Picks up a few here on first down.
And that's a good pickup right there on first down. About a 4-yard pickup right there. Running the ball, staying balanced as an offense.
Second down and 6. Vadiato in the gun. Middlebrook to his right. Vadiato looked left, now looking towards the end zone and will throw it away. A dangerous throw, had Holden Willis in his sights.
And I think if you ask Nick if he wanted that throw back, he would say yes, because he just needed a little bit touch. That's one of the throws where you got to get it up and down, up over the shallow defender, down in front of the safety, and Nick Vadiato was unable to do so, but he did throw the ball out of bounds. So if nobody catches the ball, that's a win.
Yeah, we talked about how comfortable Nick is inside the pocket, but he is dangerous on those rollouts. Third down and 6 for Middle. Empty set. Aggies bring 4. Quick throw to the 15, and good enough for a first down is Omari Kelly. And Middle Tennessee really missed him a couple of weeks ago against Liberty. Their leading receiver and one of the best receivers in Conference USA this year.
You're right. When you have someone that can score from anywhere on the field, when I say anywhere, I'm talking about anywhere, in Omari Kelly, and he's not in your offense, you are a totally different offense. The defense doesn't respect your deep ball threats as if he was in there. So now having him back, if you're in New Mexico State, you know that you have to always know where number 1 is.
Handoff up the middle on first down will get Middle Tennessee to about the 12-yard line. Jaden Cradle, leading rusher for Middle Tennessee, 5 of the last 6 ball games. And Hayes Sutton, who was injured on that first drive for Middle Tennessee, is back in the ball game on the bottom of your screen. Second down, 7 from the 12. Vadiato, quick throw, far sideline. Miles Butler, nowhere to go, won't go down, and finally whistled down after a horde of Aggies was there to stop him. Pickup of a couple.
And you see the strategy by OC, Coach Reeder, right here. When you're going against a 4-2-5 defense, one thing you can do is that you can try to out-leverage them with numbers. So you try to motion someone to the field and throw the quick screen pass. Now you got a 3-on-2 out there, but it wasn't blocked very well by the receivers. And it was just a great job by New Mexico State.
11th play for the drive for Middle. They are 3 of 4 on third down so far this afternoon. 3rd and 5. They need to get to the 5. Handoff up the middle, and diving for the first down is Jaden Cradle. And Middle has a 1st and goal situation.
And that was a great read by Jaden Credle right there. Play designed for him to go straight up the middle, but he had a jump cut right there, getting him closer to pay dirt.
Middle Tennessee in the red zone for the first time today, scoring on 68% of their red zone appearances so far this season. That is 9th in Conference USA. But Jeremy, more importantly, they have 9 red zone turnovers so far this season. Trying to punch one in here in the second quarter. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown. Jaden Credle with his 4th rushing touchdown this season.
And it won't be number 10 on the season on that drive. Deuce. Jaden Credle powers into the end zone right there for the Blue Raiders. And that's the type of drive you need and you want. They were balanced, throwing the ball, running the ball. And you see how dangerous your team can be if you're Coach Mason, if you're able to cut the penalties out and be able to run and throw the ball effectively.
Zeke Rankin out to add the extra point, and he does. And it is a 3-point ball game on a very, very impressive drive by Middle Tennessee. 12 plays, 75 yards. They take 6.5 minutes off the clock, and Jaden Credle adds the touchdown.
Want to start to get those results, and we've seen it right there. A great 75-yard drive, throwing the ball, running the ball, getting it into pay dirt, no penalties. Amazing job by the Blue Raiders right there.
Lorenzo McMillan back to take the kick for the Aggies. Flag is down as he is brought down at about the 23-yard line. So we will check the flag. The flag came out in the middle of the return as our officiating crew, led the day by Douglas Mercer in the white hat.
During the return, holding receiving team number 47, 10-yard penalty, first down.
First penalty this afternoon against the Aggies. As Parker Awad is back out for just the second drive this afternoon so far for the Aggies.
Yeah, the first drive, success, got 3 points up on the board. If you're Coach Sanchez, you want to get into pay dirt now. You don't want this game to be a one-score game with the Blue Raiders getting the ball back.
Seth McGowan in the backfield for the Aggies. Awad's going to go to him. McGowan turned it up, has the first down, and is dragged out of bounds at the 30-yard line. John House, the redshirt junior transfer from Vanderbilt, was there to escort him to the sideline.
And it's just some guys, when you turn on the film and you're preparing for a game, they just pop out on film. And Seth McGowan is one of those guys. And to see how he's catching out of the backfield with his hands, no body catches, just snatching it with his hands. Man, he is a versatile, explosive running back. And now he's split out in the slot.
Aggies taking their time on this first down snap. Awad will hand off to McGowan, and he is met after a pickup of just a couple. Anthony Bynum in on the stop. So pick up about 5 actually for McGowan. So even when it looks like he's not going anywhere, he's still falling forward for at least a handful.
Yeah, it's just he's so quick and explosive to be such a big running back, 6'1", 220. But has the agility of a 5'9", 5'8" running back.
And McGowan following forward again, this time close to a first down. Looks like he stopped at the 40-yard line and moved the chains yet again. And now New Mexico State starting to use that ground and pound game here on this second drive.
You're right. They're going to their strength. They're saying, hey, let's do what got us here. And though they might not have a lot of success as far as overall wins, their run game has been key for them. And you see them leaning on it on this drive right now.
Awad from the gun on 1st and 10. Empty set. Quick throw near side. And that is dropped as he was looking for the tight end, Jerry Lydiot.
Now, see, the dangerous thing about having an incomplete pass on first down, if you're New Mexico State, is that now you have to get yourself into a manageable third down, or you're going to find yourself in a predictable passing third down, and that's where the Blue Raiders want to get New Mexico State. Third and long.
Washington in the backfield for the Aggies. Second down and 10. Awad on the read play, going to keep it. Looked like he was going to throw it to the sideline. Skips out of one tackle and is brought down after a pickup of 6. And Awad lost a boot.
And that's a great job by Parker right there. Good gain on second down, and this is what we're talking about, manageable third down. They can run the ball here. This could be 2-down territory where you run the ball, see if you can pick it up, and then give yourself an extra down on fourth down.
2-back formation, 3 wide for Awad on third down and 3, and now he'll check with the sideline. And now head coach Tony Sanchez is going to burn a timeout. And he is not happy over there on that Aggie sideline.
New Mexico State calls their first timeout of the half. This will be immediate timeout.
So we will step aside with 8:08 to go here in the second. Aggies driving.
Is running the ball, and you see Jack State leaning on the run very, very heavy by running back and by quarterback. So they're doing an amazing job, undefeated in the conference.
Third down and 3. McGowan with nowhere to go, and Middle Tennessee's blue pile pushing him backwards. So Tony Sanchez had to burn a timeout before that play, and now it's fourth down and short, and the punting unit will come out for New Mexico State.
And right, a great stop right there by the Blue Raiders. You know that you are being very effective when you have a team that leans their hat on running the ball, and it's 4th and 2, choosing not to go for it. Even though it's on their own side of the field, still, New Mexico State is usually very, very confident in that run game.
Eberle out to punt with a spiral that will take the returner back to the 3-yard line, and he is popped at the 15. It's Kellen Stewart. And Middle will take over on the 13-yard line, and we will step aside with 7:22 to go. Middle Tennessee takes over, trailing by 3 on their own home turf. Hanging out with us here today at Floyd Stadium, an absolutely gorgeous day here in the mid-state. Got the fall foliage in the background with the rolling hills from in the backdrop here high atop Floyd Stadium with Jeremy Kellum. I'm Jake Rose. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon with us, and a happy early Thanksgiving to you as well. Aggies on top 10-7 after the pick 6 in the first quarter from Dylan Early. Middle responded a couple of drives later with a Jaden Cradle touchdown, and they trail by 3. Vadiato gets his feet set, looks over across the middle, has a receiver. It's the tight end Evan Potiker, and he's going to be just shy of the first down.
And that's the 3rd time in this first half that the Blue Raiders have called that play. It must be something that they've seen on film where the New Mexico State players maybe lack eye discipline because they're doing a lot of misdirection. They're sending the flow of the offense one direction and then sending a receiver, a tight end, up back, halfback across to the other side. So 3 times we've seen that, and they had success on all 3 times they called it.
Second down and short, handoff up the middle. Cradle looked like he ran into, Wilkins looked like he ran into one of his own teammates. Take another look.
He actually did. The motion player never made it across.
Running into the receiver, Miles Butler, as you said, on the motion. So now it's 3rd down and 1. Middle going with a bigger set. Vadiato going under center. All the tight ends in on this one. And a tush push. Holden Willis getting behind Vadiato and picking up the first down.
Maybe the most unstoppable play right now in football, the tush push.
Yeah, certainly effective at the next level. Honestly, I think that might have been the first time I've seen that in a college game.
Yeah, you really don't see it in college as much, but
you don't see anybody line up under center in college.
Not at all.
But Middle picks up the first down. 5.5 minutes to go before the break. Battiato will throw on first down. Far sideline has a receiver. And it's Skamarion Carter with his 11th catch this season. Has not played in the last 3 ball games. Transfer from Vanderbilt. Picks up about 7 on first down.
And you see Nick Battiato Armstrong right there. Opposite hash, making a deep out route throw over there. Great job by Nick.
Battiato now 10 of 13, 80 yards and the interception. Javonte Sherman in motion. Second down and 3. Wilkins up the middle, has room, still going. Terry Wilkins into Aggie territory, and that's the biggest run of the afternoon.
And a great run right there by Terry Wilkins right there. Through the middle, bouncing off, keeping his feet. Switching the ball to his outside arm, which allows him to now cause a stiff arm, which allow him to gain even more yards. So young running backs out there, when you get into open space, make sure you switch that ball to the outside hand. Now you can use that inside hand as a stiff arm. Great job by Terry Wilkins.
Pickup of 23 for Wilkins. It's now first down from the 45. Battiato, play action. Going to take a shot towards the end zone, looking for Holden Willis. And Willis looking for a flag, not going to get it. Josiah Charles, sophomore from Dallas, in on the coverage.
And see, this is what you want to see. Coach Mason, I know he has to be smiling within, because he knows, hey, if we can run the football, the play action pass is there. And though it was an incomplete pass, but you see the play being there. You see the options for Nick to complete the ball off of the play action because they're having so much success on the ground.
And Coach Sanchez told us this week, hey, we have been giving up way too many plays over the top. Our secondary has got to be better, and Middle Tennessee trying to take advantage of the weakness on the defense of the Aggies, as that first down run by Cradle is not going to go anywhere. He actually falls forward for a couple. So now third down and call it medium as Middlebrook.
And see, coming into this game, we talked about it. Blue Raiders not running the ball well, so Coach Sanchez in New Mexico State, they come out on defense in zone, keeping everything in front of them. But now you see the Blue Raiders able to pick up some yards in the run game, so now they got to go more of a man defense, which opens up the passing lanes for a play-action pass for the Blue Raiders.
It was Middlebrook on that last run. Third down 9, Battiato. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling near side, gonna tuck it and gonna take a shot just shy of the first down marker. Tyler Martinez, the transfer from the New Mexico Military Institute, was able to get there first.
And fortunate for the Blue Raiders right there, Nick was able to get up. He does a great job scrambling and getting it to a manageable fourth down. But just dangerous on the slides when you slide leading head first.
Backfield. Tush push again. Holden Willis from behind, trying to give Battiato the shove. And that was a longer 1 yard than the previous time Middle Tennessee tried to attempt that. The Aggies are pointing the other way, and it'll just matter what the officials say on the spot.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
And you got to bring the chains out on this one.
Great push up front by the big bodies for New Mexico State's defensive front line. Take another look. after what they went through.
After video review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, New Mexico State.
So there you have it. But
he looked at the play prior to the timeout. Middle Tennessee is not being charged the timeout. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
Interesting. So a small caveat or a loophole works out in the favor for Middle Tennessee. So both teams have 2 timeouts. But just to finish the thought, just especially in terms of the roster turnover with New Mexico State, after Jerry Kill left the program late December last year, and they lost so many players after spring practice. So now first down and 10 from the 35. Awad will hand off. McGowan bouncing off tacklers, pushing the pile forward, and Seth McGowan keeping the motor running.
And speaking of, he is a high motor athlete. That's what I wrote down for him, because when he gets the ball, it's just electric, and he's hard to bring down because he's so bouncy. He's bouncing off tackles, as you can see right here. He's explosive, dropping his shoulder, keep the legs turning, jump cutting, spin, moving, shaking the whole team right here. Doing an amazing job right there for New Mexico State.
Pickup of 12 yards for McGowan, and we will step aside for the 2-minute timeout. Aggies lead by 3 and driving. Stay with us on ESPN. Here in the first half, Awad throwing, first down, taking a deep shot downfield, has a man, and it's caught. Cordell David. Coach Sanchez said he needed to have a big game from his senior wide receiver, and that's the biggest play of the afternoon so far for the Aggies.
And Cordell David, Mr. Tony Toe Tap, gets the left foot down inbounds.
Calls their second time out of the half.
Expected to kind of be the guy this year, but it's been a little bit underwhelming. Just 15 catches coming into this game this season for Cordell David.
1:55 on the game clock, please.
But a huge play there for the senior from Winnie, Texas. And now the Aggies are in business in the red zone.
And this is the middle 8 right here. Coach Mason talked about it, winning the middle 8. New Mexico State gets the ball after halftime, so if they score here, they'll be in good shape.
Awad to throw, first down, looking for the end zone, and Raby almost had the interception. Parker Awad didn't put any air underneath that one, as Cordell David was looking for the fade.
And that is how you play the black shoulder right there. Tyrell Raby understanding, hey, they just got a deep ball with us, but now we're in the red zone. So I don't have to worry about the ball going over my head, but I can play the back shoulder throw and be ready for it to try to come up with an interception, and that's what Raby did on that. Just next time, you got to hang on to it if you're a Blue Raider fan.
So Brandon Nunez is now in, runs the triple option, takes a pop from Xavier Williams. We told you that it's a rotating cast of quarterbacks for the Aggies. Brandon Nunez comes in on those short yardage and goal line packages. So interesting that he was in on a second down and 10. He will head to the sideline as Awad is back in. So an interesting play call there from interim OC Andrew Mitchell and head coach Tony Sanchez. Aggies do have 2 timeouts. Awad to throw, clean pocket. Now he's going to tuck it, throw it towards the end zone, and he skipped it to Jordan Smith. And now 4th down coming up for the Aggies. And Abraham Montano, who knocked through a 42-yard field goal.
And I got to believe right there, New Mexico State got away from their identity a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they, with that big pass play, now you may get a little bit too confident in your passing game, but you're down here in the red zone, run the ball.
So a 26-yard field goal attempt for Montano. And he puts it through. So a big defensive stand for Middle Tennessee, only giving up the 3 points after turning it over on downs in Aggie territory. So there's 1:35 left in the half, and Middle Tennessee can tie or take the lead before the break.
And that's what you're thinking right now. If you're the Blue Raiders, yeah, you gave up an explosive play in the passing game, but you tighten up as a defense, got in the red zone, was able to hold them to 3 points, and now this is the middle 8. Winning the middle 8 is what Coach Mason talked about all year long, the last 4 minutes in the first 4 minutes of the second half. And so with the Blue Raiders having 1 minute and 35 seconds left, they got to put points on the board. You would like a touchdown, but at least 3 to keep the game close, especially since New Mexico State gets the ball back after halftime.
But let's go back to that 2nd down and 10 play call with Brandon Nunez running the triple option. Interesting, right?
Yes, when you haven't put him in the game all day, but I understand, like they told us he's a situational player, but right there I think you go to your bread and butter. You run the ball with McGowan or Mike Washington to try to get it closer, at least knowing that if you don't get it, you tried your best, and that wasn't a good play call, I believe.
Fair catch is going to be called for at the 5-yard line. So Middle Tennessee not wanting to waste any clock on the return.
Because it was that play call that ended up having them behind the sticks to where, hey, we got to pass now. So you're right, man. That wasn't
just uncharacteristic.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. Stick to what got you here, right?
And so now Middle Tennessee, with only 1 timeout remaining, but 1:35, plenty of time to move the ball downfield, and they've got weapons with Holden Willis and Omari Kelly. Let's see what Bodie Reeder has dialed up. First down, Vadiato, far sideline, and that pass is dropped by Javante Sherman. We're going to pick up about 5. So 2nd down and 10.
The positive side is that the clock stopped on the drop ball. So that's one thing, if you're a Blue Raider fan, the positive that came out of that play.
Vadiato to throw. He's going to step up now, check it down to Cradle out of the backfield. He's going to be just shy of the line to gain. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1, and Middle's going to have to move quickly.
And you've seen this a lot throughout this game where Nick throws back across the middle of the field, but he has been successful.
Has Omari Kelly, who is in the middle of the field. That'll stop the clock as Kelly is down at the 40-yard line. Remember that the clock now only stops on first downs in college football under the 2-minute timeout. Clock is running as the Aggies have to be allowed time to sub off. Less than a minute to go. Vadiato all day checking down again and off the shoulder pads of Middlebrook.
And right now you got New Mexico State. They're just dropping back in coverage, right? Because the clock is on their side. They just don't want to give up a big play. So you have to take what they give you if you Nick Vadiato. And so that's why we see a lot of check downs right now.
So 2nd down and 10. Middle Tennessee on the 40-yard line in their own territory. Vadiato 12 of 18, 95 yards. Here comes the blitz. Vadiato throwing. Miles Butler is there for a pickup of 5. Now Middle Tennessee has to move quickly. They still have 1 timeout.
You see a little fire zone blitz right there by New Mexico State.
Aggies might have jumped. Vadiato looking over the middle, and that was a dangerous pass as Dylan Early almost had his 2nd interception, and now he's shaken up. I think that ball hit him right in the face. Or did he get cross-faced a little bit by Holden Willis on the route?
If you don't get it, now New Mexico State has a great field goal kicker. They score again, and they get the ball back. So I think you just go ahead and punt this one away.
Well, New Mexico State is certainly lined up as it's a possibility, but Chadwick with a high spiraling kick will be called for. A fair catch at the 16-yard line by TJ Pride. And so that's where the Aggies will take over with 16 seconds left here in the half with a 6-point advantage.
And what I thought was interesting, Coach Sanchez talked about how in their losses, how much they've been leading.
Yeah.
In the games that they lost. So it's just, he said that his team has no quit. They fight to the end, and just unfortunately for him and his team, they haven't came up victorious in those games.
Washington lost the football and falls on it back at the 6 or 7 yard line. That's why you got to take a knee, right?
Yeah, you got to go ahead and take a knee right here because, I mean, you're not trying to score either way, but now you give a chance to the Blue Raiders to get a strip and maybe a fumble recovery. But they're able to get back on the ball. Great job by Mike Washington.
So James Stewart for the Aggies before being elevated to the head coaching spot late last year. And this kick will be sent to the 3 yard line. And here comes the return to the 27, and a flag is down at about the 18 yard line. And both kickoffs to start their respective halves have resulted in penalties.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 86, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Jerry Lydiot picking up the penalty. Just the second penalty this afternoon for the Aggies. And Jeremy, you said during halftime you want to see the Aggies get back to their identity a little bit of that ground and pound running game.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the pass is pretty. And anytime you can complete deep passes, that's an amazing thing. But you got to stay true to you. And staying true to you is the run game, keeping the ball on the ground. You got 2 awesome running backs in McGowan and Washington, and that's what you need to do.
McGowan in the backfield on first down. Awad to throw, running out of time, checks down. McGowan somehow still kept the catch after taking a lick as soon as he made contact with the ball. Will lose a couple yards.
And I get it, and Coach Sanchez talked about it. He said coming into this game, hey, we have to be able to throw the ball. We have to have success in the passing game so we can lighten the box for our run game. But first play of the second half, I just think, like I said, you got to stay true to your identity because now you're in a 2nd and long.
Marvay Myers was first to make contact with McGowan as that pass over the middle is caught for just a few yards by TJ Pride. Catch number 3 for the freshman.
And now you set yourself up in a predictable 3rd down, which you're probably going to pass, and MTSU knows that, so they're going to probably drop in coverage, which lowers your chances of converting this 3rd down.
Aggies 3 of 6 on 3rd down so far this afternoon. 3rd down and 7. Awad in the gun to throw. 4-man rush. Running out of time, and he lost his edge. And down he goes. The first sack tonight for either team. And it's a bit of an own goal.
Yeah, phantom sack right there. Pressure picks, cover sacks, and that's what you got right there. When you have great coverage on the back end, it causes Awad to hold on to the ball, and as he tried to get away from the pressure, he ended up falling down. But great job by the Blue Raiders defense.
James Stewart was the closest to Awad, so he'll probably get the credit for the sack as here's the punt return going nowhere. Great downfield tackle. And New Mexico State going away from the run game as Vadiato throws on first down to the far sideline. But the Aggies going to the air on their opening drive.
It's very confusing to me because the run game is easier to have greater success or to get to or be more efficient in than the pass game. And you know the passing game is not your strength as a team. So why come out in the second half? You got the lead. Now you can have the chance to extend the lead. Why come out passing? You get behind the sticks, and we see they had to punt. But great job by Nick Vadiato on their first possession out of the second half on completing that pass.
Cradle left side. Flag is in is down in the backfield. Middle loaded up that left side with a bunch of tight ends, but looks like somebody probably got too much jersey.
Holding. Offense, number 42. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And that is the second flag thrown against Evan Potiker, the junior from Kodak, Tennessee.
And the thing about it, which is frustrating as a coach, is that you're running the ball. So you're getting holding penalties on runs when you should be pushing. You should be moving the guy out of the way. In passing, in pass protection, yeah, you're trying to shield and defensive slide or whatnot, trying to keep a guy from rushing. But in a run, you're just moving guys.
Little misdirection. Cradle to the left side, gets back to the line of scrimmage. So not a lot doing on that run for Middle Tennessee, and now it is third down.
Yeah, that penalty just puts the Blue Raiders behind the sticks, and now they're in a predictable throwing third down right here.
Vadiato 14 of 21 throwing the ball. As Cradle is in motion. 4 wide. 4-man rush across the middle. Intercepted. Sone Alpiu,
Rolling on the
the
field.
linebacker from Long Beach, California,
First down, New Mexico State.
with the first pick of the season. And Carter never saw it. Just total miscommunication between him and Vadiato.
And as a receiver, there was no reason right there for the receiver to stop. You keep running through the throw. I can see if he's seen a defender out there waiting on him, you're taught in a zone to sit down as a receiver. But though they were in zone, he never seen the defender out there. So he's supposed to continue to keep running through that throw and at least try to make an attempt to catch the ball. And that's unfortunate if you're a Blue Raider fan to see something like that happen.
Second interception in this ball game for Vadiato. He now has 9 this season, as the Aggies have their second straight ball game with at least 2 interceptions, as McGowan on the pitch to the near side picks up a few.
And as we see, the first guy is not tackling McGowan. He's not. Though might have been a short 2-yard, 2.5-yard gain, just you see the athleticism in Seth right there. Being able to catch the toss, make a quick move, and then get out of bounds to avoid a big hit.
Second down and 7. Shadows starting to play a factor in this one. Awad taking a deep shot down the far sideline, has his man, and another big pickup. And this time it is the freshman TJ Pride.
And you're talking about precision throwing right here. Dropping it in the bucket for his receiver. Great job by Parker. Awad right there.
And that's the second time that we've seen Awad uncork it on those fade routes. Connected with Cordell David in the first half. And he's got Pride for 34 on this one. Nunez over the middle, touchdown! Brandon Nunez throws his first touchdown on the season.
And what a wonderful play call. You got the RPO. You had to run it back out of the backfield with a wheel up. And guess who it is? Seth McGowan. I said he has hands like a receiver. He's been catching out of the backfield all day long. And you see him come up big for the Aggies right there.
And Montano puts through the extra point. Second receiving touchdown this season for McGowan. And New Mexico State throwing a bit of a changeup at this Middle Tennessee defense. And the Aggies lead on the road 20-7. But Tony Sanchez throwing the changeup. And Middle Tennessee with a big swing and a miss. And now they're down 13 here at home. Montano puts his left foot into this one. And Stewart will take it from the goal line, has a little room, and he's upended at the 22.
And that's another special teams tackle right there from Nathan Mitchell right there. Coming up big on special teams.
So now Middle Tennessee's offense has got to find a rhythm. 2 turnovers had led directly to 14 points for the Aggies. And Middle has got to move the ball. Battiato under center. And handoff. Middlebrook around the near sideline, has room, tiptoeing the sideline. And a nice pickup on first down for Jakale Middlebrook. But, of course, a flag is down.
Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Simon Wilson, the redshirt junior, transfer from Iowa Central. And Jeremy, the penalties just backbreaking for Middle Tennessee.
And it's so baffling because these are run plays. You don't have to stay in front of your guy for an extended amount of time as if you're in pass protection. Nick is handing the ball off to the running back, and they're gone in a matter of 1 to 2 seconds. So if you're an offensive lineman, you need to just hold your position 1, 2, and let go. Why are you still holding and grabbing and not wanting the defender to release? And that's where they're getting in trouble.
Had 10 penalties for 94 yards in the loss 2 weeks ago against Liberty. They have 5 for 50 here tonight as Middlebrook will go to the left side, keeps his legs churning, and gets close to the original line of scrimmage. So a nice run on second down.
And the thing is, when they're not holding, they're having success. That was almost a 10-yard run on first down, but you're so far behind the sticks. Now it's still a 2nd and 10.
Pick up of 10. So now it's second down. Battiato flush, checks down, running back out of the back. Middlebrook again. So Jakale getting some touches here in the third quarter as it's now third down and called about 6 for Middle.
And Middlebrook has been having a great day, man, in the passing game and on the ground, just showing his versatility as a ball carrier for this Blue Raider offense.
Yeah, and the numbers might not show it, but Derek Mason said that the running backs offensively have probably been their most consistent unit between Wilkins and Middlebrook and Jaden Criddle. Third down, Battiato looking for Amari Kelly, and a flag coming in from the back judge as DeCarrick Hobbs might have got there a little early.
Yeah, and he's given the strap sign, but I think he had the seatbelt a little too tight right there. And they're going to get him for a holding or pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. Ball be placed at the spot of foul. Automatic first down.
So third penalty this evening against the Aggies. And that'll give Middle Tennessee a first down.
And coming into this game, I'm unsure if Amari Kelly is on a pitch count. He's normally in there all the time, but I see him coming off the field and coming back only in key situations.
First down run. Wilkins left side has space, has a first down, and he will keep the pile moving. And it's still going. And finally the scrum will fall as big number 74, Ethan Ellis, trying to jump on the dog pile, but a nice pickup of about 15 by Wilkins.
And I'm over here laughing, man, because you don't really see that as an offensive player, but as a defensive player, man, when that pile is like that, that is your time to come and just Superman onto the pile. But great job by Terry Wilkins right there with a great run, picking up a first down for the Blue Raiders.
Calling a pickup of 17.
And you see Coach Mason over there talking to him, Ethan Ellis. That could have been a penalty.
First down, Vadiato throwing, lobbing one to the far sideline, and overshot Holden Willis, and double coverage from the Aggies secondary.
Now, if Hobbs wanted to do the strap sign right there, he could have. Great press coverage right there on Holden Willis. He was in great man-to-man and unable to complete the pass, that being Nick Vadiato, because of the great coverage by Hobbs.
A quarterback could throw the ball in the stands, and a defensive back would still be doing the lockdown motion.
I know, man.
Quick screen pass. Omari Kelly near sideline. Has room. Has the first down if he stayed in bounds. Just tiptoeing that sideline, and Middle Tennessee trying to make an effort to get the ball into their best playmakers' hands here in the third quarter.
You're right, man. Nick Saban talks about it all the time. In key situations, you don't call plays, you call players. And right there, they just say, hey, we're going to get the ball to Omari Kelly. And you see what he does, and you see what he did when he got that ball.
Dial up old number one for Omari Kelly. 15 plays of at least 20 yards this season for OK, as Terry Wilkins will grind his way for a few on 1st and 10. And Omari Kelly has been a real bright spot for this Middle Tennessee offense. 3rd in the conference in catches coming into this one. 811 yards receiving. That's good enough for 2nd in Conference USA. 90 yards per game receiving. That's top 15 nationally. And he was an absolute steal in the transfer portal after 2 years at Auburn. Pitch, right side, cradle. And now Middle Tennessee showing that they can run the ball a little bit.
Yeah, this has to be the best their run game has looked, especially over the past couple of games. They're being able to throw and run the ball. You see Crater right here running with physicality right now, dropping his pads and falling forward as a running back.
Middle now 123 yards rushing as a team. 8 times this season that they have rushed for fewer than 100 yards. First down and 10 from the 25. 8th play of the drive. Play action. Vadiato running out of time. Going to the far sideline. Going to have to dump it, and he does as he takes a shot going out of bounds.
And one thing I have to applaud DC, Joe Morris, and the New Mexico State defense.
Ground, and the quarterback was outside the tackle box, and the pass reached the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
And that was Buda Paletti chasing Vadiato out of the sideline. So now it's 2nd down and 10. And Paletti was slow to get up as he will catch a breath on the sideline. Vadiato throwing over the middle. Omari Kelly comes down with it. Fighting through the contact of Taden Barnes.
Once again, it's not about calling plays, it's calling players. And you see Omari Kelly making a contested catch with his hands, not allowing the ball to get to his body, but snagging it with his hands because he has a defender on his back that is trying to shoot through his arms. But great job, great concentration right there. Big time play by Omari Kelly.
First down and 10 from the 12. Pitch left side, cradle, nowhere to go, and a nice tackle from Justin Beatles, the defensive end, the transfer from Virginia Tech and Houston with the step.
Great job by Justin Beatles right there, being able to beat the offensive lineman right there and get a tackle for loss and put the Blue Raiders behind the sticks right now.
2nd down and 11. Middle needs the 1.5, 2-yard line to pick up a first down. Vadiato play action. Gets his feet set, comes back across the middle, has Holden Willis wide open. Touchdown, Middle. Touchdown catch number 4 this season for Willis, and touchdown pass number 13 for Vadiato.
And that was an amazing play design right there by OC Bodie Reader right there. Great job. He had the play action. It looked like everything was covered, but he had a late release by Holden Willis towards the middle of the field. And Nick Badiato finds him wide open, and he trots into pay dirt. And we have a game right here.
And there's a good chance that you might be seeing Holden Willis playing on Sundays here soon.
I concur. I think that just his ability as a pass catcher, and he blocks as well, and he can split him out in the slot. He can catch it from the end line of scrimmage as well, and that's what you're starting to see out there in the offenses in the NFL. You want mismatches, and he is a mismatch for a safety. He's a mismatch for a linebacker. He is a pure baller for the Blue Raiders.
When you look at the rushing yards there for New Mexico State, that's typically their bread and butter, Jeremy, averaging 181 yards per contest. That's good enough for a top 50 mark in the country, as there's a good rush to the outside by Lorenzo McMillan, getting his first touch tonight. But Middle Tennessee's defense has done a nice job of keeping the Aggie running backs in front of them.
You're right. They're doing a great job of containing this run game, and I think that New Mexico State realizes that, and that's why you're starting to see them call different variations of runs on a reverse or a quick now route to a receiver stretched out, which turns into an extended run.
Awad to throw. Back to wide open Seth McGowan out of the backfield. Middle totally lost him. And a huge pickup in the passing game again for the Aggies.
And the thing that you're seeing right now, they're dialing up. That's some eye candy right there. Coach Wright is calling an amazing game because he knows that, hey, traditionally we give the ball to McGowan. But you know what? We're going to do a little RPO play action with McGowan, but we're going to send him around on a wheel route, and linebackers get caught up in the muddy right there and lose track of him, and McGowan is streaking down the sideline.
And McGowan now the leading rusher and receiver for the Aggies tonight. Awad to throw, running out of time, walks right into a sack. Anthony Bynum.
And that's what you call a heat check as an offensive coordinator. You know your bread and butter is run the ball. You see the success that you're dialing up in this game, but now you just call a play that maybe you should have handed the ball off. Your running back, who you had in the game, McGowan, he tapped out because he was fatigued from the last play, so you call a pass play. Now you're behind the sticks. Now you're in predictable throwing situations, which makes it harder for your offense.
Second sack this season for Bynum. Awad going to call his own number, a draw right up the middle. And he's close to another first down, and that's just like Liberty 2 weeks ago.
It's so disheartening if you are a defensive player when you do everything in coverage and then the quarterback gets out loose. And that's what you seen right there by Awad, right there by Parker. Did an amazing job. Now they have a manageable third down where they can get back to their identity.
And now it's third and short, and now you've got Brandon Nunez, who threw a touchdown pass on the last drive, is now in at quarterback with McGowan and Washington in the backfield. Man in motion. Washington right up the middle, touchdown. And the Aggies gashing Middle Tennessee's defense on that drive.
And what a great run right there, Mike Washington. Simple dive right down the middle, breaking the tackle. And that's what we see out of these running backs, out of Washington, out of McGowan. They don't go down by the first man. And right there, he just carried the defender into the end zone.
Seventh rushing touchdown this season for Mike Washington. That leads the Aggies. And now Nunez is in for the extra point, for the two-point conversion. Reverse. 5 running out of time, and falling forward is Donovan Fappel. And Middle Tennessee not falling for the eye candy that time. Almost looked like a bit of a Philly special.
You're right about that. That was Philly special all the way. Great job by the Blue Raiders defense staying home and being able to come up with a stop on that two-point conversion.
That's Brandon Buckner, the defensive end, making the stop, but Jeremy, a very quick drive by the Aggies. 5 plays, 75 yards, 2.5 minutes, and the big catch and run by Seth McGowan to set up. And the Aggies doubled up their rushing total on that drive alone, running the ball 3 times for 41 yards. And now Middle down by 12 with 1:22 to go here in the third. And yeah, to your point about the passing attack for the Aggies this season, it's not that they're just flat out not good at it. They're 132nd in terms of passing yards in the country. There's only 134 teams at the FBS level. They only threw the ball for 92 yards on the road against A&M. The only teams that pass for fewer yards are Army and Air Force, and those are option teams. Good first down run by Middlebrook on first down as we are approaching just 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think that's what has to be the frustrating things if you're the Blue Raiders, because, you know, okay, we struggle at stopping the run. Okay, we're doing a great job at stopping the run today, but now we're giving up all the passing yards.
Vattiato to throw over the middle, has Miles Butler for a nice pickup on second down as Butler is close to midfield.
And that was a great job by Butler on the end route. Great route that he ran, and great job by Nick Vattiato. As soon as that back foot hit the ground, that ball was out. He ripped it to Butler. Great pickup.
Pickup of 16 yards. Butler now with 4 catches on 4 targets. First down, 10, handoff up the middle. Middlebrook running through defenders, still going, and picks up the first down on a pickup of 12. So between Middlebrook and Wilkins, Middle Tennessee with a nice little 1-2 punch on the ground tonight.
You're right, and you see Middlebrook showing you, hey, one man won't get me down. He keeps the legs churning, and he's falling forward. And I just want the young running backs that's watching this on TV understand, hey, to be a great running back or to sign up a great running back is one that breaks tackles and that falls.
14. First down, 10, handoff near sideline. Middlebrook breaks a couple of tackles, another first down. And finally driven out of bounds by DeMarcus Crosby. But again, Jeremy, some good running from Middle Tennessee's backs.
And what they're doing is against this 4-2-5 is that they're loading one side and they're running dive weak. And now with that dive weak, you get some good blocking, which they have been getting. And now he's off and running. So great job by Middlebrook. Great job by Coach Reeder dialing up the exact play call needed for the situation.
And Middlebrook with a new career high, 75 yards rushing here tonight on 9 carries, averaging 8.5 per clip. Wilkins right behind him at 9.5, or leading him with 9.5. Another first down and 10 run, and Wilkins is dropped behind the line, met immediately by Buda Paletti, the junior from Adelanto, California, and was talking to New Mexico State's SID last night. He was telling me that Buda's dad makes the road trip every home game to Las Cruces, New Mexico. So that's a 10-hour, 20-minute drive from Adelanto, California to Las Cruces. So he's like, yep, 5-hour drive to Phoenix. You fill up, you keep going to Las Cruces. 6 or 7 people in the van, get the whole family there. That's a lot of miles. Wilkins on the check down inside the 20. So no word on if Buda's dad made the trip out to Murfreesboro. I looked it up on my Maps app, said it was going to be a 1-day, 6-hour drive. Apparently they drive everywhere.
Maybe not the 1 day, but, you know, it just reminds me of my parents, man. Speaking of that, they used to drive 13 hours. They leave Friday early morning, drive 13 hours, make it here right when we get out of our walkthroughs, stay for the game, and Sunday morning hit it back to make it back to work by Monday, man. So, man, I appreciate my parents for doing that, and just all parents across the world, man, parents and guardians, family members. You know, your kids appreciate that.
Third down, 6, empty set for Vattiato, 4-man rush. Vattiato checks down, and good defense on that near sideline using the left hand to Carrick Hobbs. And now a big 4th down coming up for Middle Tennessee. And down 12, it doesn't look like Derek Mason is going to send out the kicking unit.
And if you've seen Hobbs had the double strap seatbelt right there. I don't know if it was at a
he can do it that time.
I don't know if it was at a roller coaster at Six Flags or something, but he had the double strap. But that was very good on the third down, being able to secure the receiver if it was a completion, but get his opposite hand, his inside hand, inside for the pass deflection.
Huge fourth down coming up for Middle. Aggies spring four. Vadiato in the pocket, looking over the middle. Kelly, touchdown! Ice in his veins throw from Nick Vadiato on fourth down. And Middle still has a heartbeat.
They have a heartbeat, and it's okay. Omari Kelly right there coming up huge for the Blue Raiders. You knew they were going to him because you call players in big moments, not plays, and that was a great job.
Fourth touchdown catch this season for Omari Kelly. Keeps Middle Tennessee within 5.
Making a great throw, and Omari Kelly coming up big, man. Catching the ball and getting in the pay dirt.
Fair catch called for by Lorenzo McMillan, and Nick Vadiato has his second touchdown throw tonight.
And the great thing about that is they both come back next year. So if you're a Blue Raider fan, the record might not be what you want it to be, but there's some optimism that you can hang on to because you have the quarterback and you have your #1 offensive weapon returning.
That and Middle Tennessee has played a ton of freshmen so far this season. They've played as many freshmen as anyone in the country. They've played more than a dozen. As this first down handoff is going nowhere for number 4, Mike Washington. And again, Middle Tennessee's defense, that front line, which has been much maligned running the ball.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right here as a D-line, as a collective right there, stopping it. Now, the thing is, can they remain disciplined with their eyes when they send McGowan in motion out of the backfield?
So now second down and 10. Awad changing things up. Handoff right side. Washington trying to turn it up and is dropped at the 29-yard line. First to make contact was Jared Douglas, the junior from San Pedro, California, the transfer from El Camino Community College.
And Parker Hughes might not get credit for that tackle, but what he did from his inside linebacker position was take on the block and still continue pursuit down the line of scrimmage and come up big for the Blue Raiders.
So now a big third down and 6 coming up for the Aggies. Middle bringing pressure. Awad checks down. McGowan out of the backfield. Nothing but green in front of him. And he's finally knocked out of bounds, but not after a big first down pickup. And again, the Aggies taking advantage with their running backs, and Middle Tennessee's defense paying the price.
And I said it. I said, can the MTSU Blue Raider defense stay disciplined with their eyes with McGowan out of the backfield? They dialed it up right there. Great screen call by New Mexico State, giving the ball to their playmaker, and he's coming up big for them.
Pickup of 16. Left side and nowhere to go for Awad on the keeper. And we have not seen Santino Marucci tonight so far for the Aggies, who got the start last time out against Texas A&M. As we've been talking about, it's been a carousel of quarterbacks so far this year. Awad won the job out of camp. Looked the best in spring practice as well. But then in the summer, Santino challenged. Some would say he's maybe got a little bit more arm talent, a little more arm strength, but Awad earning the start here tonight as that run going nowhere again. And Middle Tennessee's run defense has been impressive. Jalen Davis making the stop.
And that's just great pursuit right here by the Blue Raider defense, getting multiple hats on the ball carrier. And now this is where you want to be if you're the Blue Raider. defense. You have them in a predictable third down, a 3rd and long right now. You know they're passing the ball. Now it's about being disciplined. Whoever has McGowan has a big down. You have to make a play here if you're the Blue Raiders defense.
3rd down and 11 for the Aggies. Awad to throw. Running out of time, stepping up, gonna pick up the 1st down. So back-to-back, back-breaking 3rd down plays for New Mexico State.
And Parker Awad out there looking like Patty Mahomes with the big 1-5. Nowhere to throw the ball, but he said, it's okay, I would get the 1st down with my legs, and that's what he did right there. No one is expecting him to take off like this, but he runs when he has to, and he's been efficient and effective, and that was huge for the Aggies.
He's even got the matching accessories that look like Mahomes, kind of like Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. So Awad with the tight end, wide open, deep into the red zone. Adam Parks, the seldom used redshirt freshman tight end, and again, the Aggies making big plays through the air.
You know, I think sometimes, man, when you're watching the game, you're going against another team. At the end of the game, you just got to shake a person's hand when they're done. They're so amazing, and that's what Tyler Wright, he is dialing up a game for the ages right now. Play call after play call, that was amazing right there. Great job by the Aggies offense.
So 1st down from the 4-yard line. Nunez back in for the Aggies, and he is going nowhere on the read play. Bynum again, the 1st on the stop for middle. That is the 6th tackle for a loss tonight for this middle front line.
And if you middle, you really can't afford to give up a touchdown right here. You want to just hold them to a field goal at least to keep it a 1-score game.
And Nunez stays in with that power package. Already has the 1 touchdown pass tonight. Gonna throw across the middle again. Touchdown pass number 2. And the Aggies have had a response every single night. This time, it's number 85, Cooper Sheehan, who's listed as an offensive lineman on the 2 deep.
And it's the RPO that is working for the Aggies, and the lack of eye discipline from the Blue Raiders defense. They see the ball go into the mesh of the running back, and they think it's a run, but they don't realize that there are receivers, there are tight ends that are going out simultaneously for a pass, and that's what's been getting the Blue Raiders. But it's great execution for the Aggies right there.
In this ball game, and Coach Sanchez throwing curveball after curveball. And Middle Tennessee just can't connect on it. And now New Mexico State with a 12-point lead with 7:43 to go. And every time Middle comes back in this ball game, the Aggies have an answer.
They have an answer, and they continue to keep the Blue Raiders defense on their heels. Well, whether they're play action, RPO, they're traditionally running the ball. They're finding different ways to get the ball to their running backs, flaring out of the backfield. They have misdirection. And like I said, on that touchdown pass, it was all about if the Blue Raiders can be disciplined with their eyes, and they could not.
Vadiato to throw. 1st down, he's flushed. Flag is down, and he will toss it out of bounds. So we will check the flag.
Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
And another holding going against Middle Tennessee. So I just got a note from the Aggies that play from Nunez to Cooper Sheehan has been in the hopper, has been in the works for the last 5 weeks. But this is the first time that they've actually run that play, as you see the hold from Ellis. Vadiato throwing, looking wide open across the middle is Holden Willis. He's at midfield and now into Aggie territory. So the biggest play tonight for Holden Willis.
And you see what happens when everyone does their 111th and executes on the offense, that they're able to pick up big plays. And that was a great job by Nick Battiato, finding Holden Willis, streaking down the field.
Battiato throwing on first down, back out of the backfield is Cradle, will bring it in. So no gain on second down and 10. Battiato, quick throw, far sideline, and falling as they made the catch is Gamarion Carter.
And you can just see Nick Battiato's arm strength in throws like that. He's on the opposite left hash, and he throws the deep out route to the far right. So just great arm strength right there by Nick.
So third down 6. Battiato throwing again, running out of time, stepping up, going to loft one, and well out of the reach of Jaden Cradle. And now another fourth down coming up for Middle Tennessee with 6:02 to go in this one.
And right now, it's all about calling players right now. Can you get the ball in your playmaker hands on this fourth down?
Fourth down and 6. Middle trying to keep hope alive, down by 12. Battiato throwing, 3-man rush, running out of time. And he's going to keep it alive, but just got it off. Couldn't take the sack, but the pressure coming up front.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 86 of the offense was in the area.
And Malaxi Tiase might have just put this one away for the Aggies. 5:55 to go here in the fourth. Congratulations to the happy couple. Big day, senior day, getting engaged. A lot of big life moments, core memories, as the youth like to say, I think. First down run for the Aggies, and now with a 12-point lead, got to think that the Aggies are going to lean on that running game.
Now you stay true to you, right? Because now you're trying to ground and pound and run down this clock to zeros, and that's how you do it with the run game. You pick up 5 yards on first down. Why not do it again on second down? And speaking of core memories, man, great movie Inside Out 1 and 2. So.
I've never seen it.
Oh, my goodness.
Is that where that comes from?
Oh, yes. You have to see the movie, man.
I'm not against it. I love Disney movies, man. McGowan close to picking up a first down on that second down run. So the 227 passing yards tonight for Awad is the most in Conference USA play this season for the Aggies. And as we've been talking about, the Aggies just giving Middle Tennessee's defense different looks than what we were expecting.
Just keeping them all balanced, man. You know, coming into the game, they wanted to run the ball, but they had so many different variations off of certain formations on how they were going to get their playmakers the ball, not just traditionally handing them the ball off like right now.
Handoff up the middle, McGowan, room to run, inside, deep inside Middle Tennessee territory, and knocking on the door of the red zone. And the Aggies.
I can't watch this, the bend of the shoulder, the ability to lean but not fall down by McGowan. It's just showing you his ability. When I said this was a SEC type running back, when I watched the highlights of the game against Texas A&M, he popped out on film, and you see why. He runs with a high motor. High motor. One man is not bringing him down, and he has the agility of a smaller back with the power of someone of his size.
Pickup of 33, and they go right back to him. Jalen Davis meets him after a quick pickup. Okay, and looking at a team that has come in here and really beaten up on this Middle Tennessee squad, doesn't look like a 2-8 team.
They don't, not at all.
Awad checking down, back out of the backfield. Will be good enough for a first down. And that's number 37, Isaiah Runnison, the sophomore running back from El Paso, getting his first run here tonight as the Aggies are back in the red zone for the 5th time tonight. They've only been in the red zone before this game, 22 times. 22 times. That is 128th out of 134 teams at the FBS level.
And when you talk about not looking like a 2-8 team, play calling, they look like a better team. Quarterback position, look like a better team.
Mike Washington lowering the shoulder. Helmet comes off. For Shakai Woods, the defensive tackle for Middle Tennessee, as we have less than 3 minutes to go, and Woods will step out.
And they're executing of the plays. They're executing their offense and defensive play calling better than the 2-8 team, right? So like you said, sometimes, man, you can't get caught up into the records. And I know from the outside we're judged by our records and by numbers, but this team believes otherwise. They believe, hey, we're much closer. We had leads over the top teams in our conference. And so they're not just playing to finish strong this year. They're building for 2025 season.
Awad under center. Handoff to Mike Washington up the middle. Will move the pile to about the 3-yard line on second down.
The ball, MTSU doesn't do well stopping the run, but then they give up all these passing yards. So you just find new ways to lose.
And McGowan lost the football, but pouncing on it was Awad. Tonight, leading them in rushing with 83 yards and receiving with more than 90 as Montano boots through his 3rd field goal tonight.
It's going to be a good long flight back to New Mexico.
Yeah, a really long flight to Las Cruces, I would imagine. But hey, better than driving from, Southern California to Las Cruces, New Mexico, like Buda Palente's did.
Yeah, nah.
It'd be a really, 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 really long drive. Be pretty though. Once you get
a lot of
past a certain point
a lot of
west,
team bonding. When I played in the AFL, we took a bus ride from New Orleans. We went all the way down, I believe, to Orlando. So that was a good little trip, bonding trip. Yeah. But you're not driving, you're just chilling, talking, cracking jokes. Some people freestyling. Yeah.
You dropping bars over there? Or were you doing the beat, right?
Yeah, I was just kind of beating,
Vadiato throwing on first down underneath his Cam Lacey. He is going to be stopped at the 30-yard line. But speaking of road trips, it's the battle of I-10 next week as UTEP will travel to Las Cruces to finish off the regular season for the Miners and the Aggies. And when we talked to Coach Sanchez about, what are the goals for your program going forward, he's like, look, we need to be bowl eligible every year, and we need to find a way to be competing for Conference USA titles within the next couple of years. Oh, and we have to beat New Mexico every year, and we have to beat UTEP every year. So that game is always circled for Aggies and Miners fans.
Got to beat the rivals, man. Got to.
Middle back in action on the road next week, wrapping up the regular season against FIU. Vadiato will be dropped. And that's Naki Fahina, the transfer from UNLV, who played under Coach Sanchez back in 2019, which was Sanchez's last season, and Fahina's freshman year, has made his way over to Las Cruces to play under Coach Sanchez for the 2nd time.
But when you look at MTSU, they didn't really stop the run, and then they gave up the pass, which New Mexico State, coming to this game, wasn't very successful at.
Vadiato to throw. He's going to check down, and he has Middlebrook out of the backfield. And that'll bring up third down and medium.
You know, and that's what when they talked about Bill Belichick is that whenever he came into the game, his goal was to make the offense left-handed, right? Or to do what you're not good at. And New Mexico State came in with that same mentality. Hey, we're not going to allow you to excel at what you're good at. We're going to take away that and make you have to go to your second and third options.
Middle will hand the ball off to Middlebrook, and he is met and dropped by Sone Aupiu, who had the second interception for the Aggies earlier in this ball game. 6 picks in the last 3 games for this Aggies defense. As the clock will continue to roll for Middle, 45 seconds left in this one as Vadiato finds Hayes Sutton for his second catch, and he is tackled by Tayton Barnes. So if you're Middle Tennessee, where do you go heading into next week in the season finale against FIU?
Finish strong. You finish strong because how you finish will determine how you'll be remembered if you're a senior.
Vadiato throwing, first down. A lot of time and over the middle, just over the outstretched arms of Tyler Martinez, the linebacker for the Aggies. As Middle has less than 30 seconds left in this ball game. And this will snap a 3-game skid for the Aggies and continue their winning streak against Middle Tennessee to 2 games after winning this game last year 13-7 in Las Cruces, as Vadiato is hit as he throws and had to throw it out of bounds. 23 seconds to go. More pressure coming from that front four of the Aggies. And when we talked to Coach Sanchez, he said that he's pretty optimistic that all of the guys on the defensive line that are eligible to return for the Aggies will come back next year, and that's a great starting point for a team that's rebuilding on that front line.
Please reset the play clock to 25 seconds. We'll start on the signal.
And you're right, it's a great starting point having your returning offensive line or your front offensive defensive front returning, because you can build on that. But he still, right, with the transfer portal, he still had said it with a little hesitancy.
Yeah.
and that's what's so crazy. Like, being a former player, I love having autonomy over your career and deciding where you want to play. But I also see the cons, the negatives of the transfer portal and how it leaves coaches hanging because every break you have to reassess your team.
Middlebrook out of the backfield, trying to get out of bounds, and he does, but that will do it.
Tony, congratulations. First road win of the year. You lead from start to finish. What can you say about your team's performance?
You know, really proud of the guys. You know, it hadn't been the year we wanted, you know, and, you know, it's hard to win games in college football. So I'm happy for our guys. You know, got a nice plane ride home and get ready for our UTEP game, big rivalry game next weekend. So that was a needed win. I'm happy for the guys.
Our broadcast crew made the point that you didn't look like a 2-8 team. What does it say about your team to take the field like that and not to think about what's happened in the past?
Well, you know, I mean, we talked about it earlier in the week. You know, I mean, our guys, they played really hard. I mean, it's like, you know, we've given ourselves some chances and, you know, we've let some games get away. But I tell you what, if you see our guys on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the work that they put in going into every game, they haven't wavered the entire season. So it's a fun team to coach.
You were pretty animated and passionate, up 12, about 2 minutes to go. Where does that come from, coaching the guys harder as the game goes on, knowing you're going to win?
Well, you know what? I'm a competitor. They're competitors. They got to know that, you know, until that last thing ticks, you got to coach your tail off. You got to play your tail off. You know, you can't back down. You know, it's you know, we kind of got hit in the gut a little bit, you know, this offseason, and you know, we have to regroup. We lost a lot of really good players, but we got a lot of good young players on this roster, and we got to make sure that they understand our coach is going to be competing through the finish line.
And final question, UTEP's going to have to prepare for the pass game now, right?
Yeah, they are, so that's good.
Awesome. Congratulations, Coach. Thank you. Jake, back to you.